It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. A woman is in a serious condition following a three-car accident at Kurri Kurri last night. The victim, in her early 50s, suffered several fractures in the crash on Lang Street just before 8 o'clock. Two other people were treated for minor injuries. The search is on to find a new Liberal candidate for the seat of Maitland. Sitting MP Robyn Parker has decided to call it quits after 12 years in politics and won't contest the seat in the March state election. She says she's proud of her time in government, but is assuring the electorate she's still got work to do.
I'm still a member for Maitland until March 2015, and I'll be continuing to work hard for people in Maitland and looking forward to getting in behind whoever the candidate is, because it's important for people in Maitland and across the Hunter region to have members in government, and I think that their government's doing a great job. We've certainly made some fantastic improvements in the last 4 years.
The Hunters Westpac rescue helicopter has airlifted a woman to hospital after she suffered a medical episode on a cruise ship. They were called to the Carnival Spirit, 35 kilometres off the coast of Seal Rocks at about 10:30 last night. The 39-year-old woman was suffering seizures. She was treated on board by a medical crew before being flown to the John Hunter at about 1 this morning. Newcastle Port will be blockaded this morning as part of a protest against coal and gas exports. A group known as the Pacific Climate Warriors from 12 Pacific Island nations are concerned about the impacts of climate change on their local communities. They'll attempt to halt the movement of coal ships in and out of Newcastle Port for the whole day. Pacific Climate Warrior George Nasiwa says their close relationship with the land is being damaged by climate change.
To explain that Australia's commitment to the expansion of the fossil fuel industry takes away our cultural identity, because we identify ourselves to the land and to the ocean. And if climate change impacts us and hits us with rising sea level, that's our cultural identity, our land lost, our people lost. So, we need a chance to live as well.
A 100-metre exclusion zone is being set up around ships in the harbour, and anyone who breaches the zone could be heavily fined. Investigations are continuing into an overnight bushfire at YE. RFS crews were called to Tooheys and Bushells Ridge roads just before 11 o'clock, where 8 hectares of bush had gone up in flames. Police are treating the fire as suspicious. Meanwhile, the historic village of Catherine Hill Bay is marking 1 year since bushfires left a trail of destruction. 4 historic homes were destroyed, including Wallara House and the Jetty Masters Cottage. The Deck Youth Centre at Raymond Terrace is this morning hosting a community breakfast in conjunction with Anti-Poverty Week. Port Stephens Council is linked with the Port Stephens Family and Neighbourhood Centre to run the Rise and Shine breakfast, which brings the community together and aims to promote discussion on the issue. Mayor Bruce McKenzie says it's a valuable way of raising awareness.
I think poverty in all spheres should be acknowledged by the greater community. Poverty strikes a lot of people later in life. They lose their job. They've grown into poverty, so, I think it's a great awareness, and it's probably a wake-up call.
Now with sports, Cecilia Connell.
The Jets will be hoping to get an away win under their belt when they take on Melbourne City this Sunday. Newcastle travel south with an extended squad, including Ben Kantarovski, who made a surprise return to full-time training this week after recovering from an ongoing knee injury. Coach Phil Stubbins has full confidence in the former young Socceroos skipper, saying he has no doubt he'll bounce back. The dramas continue at the Knights, with the club being fined more than $35,000 for breaching the salary cap by this amount last year. It's understood the oversight doesn't relate to any one particular player's salary, and the NRL is satisfied it wasn't deliberate. And 4 Hunter floorball players are heading to Sweden for the World Championships. Mitchell George, Sean Fraser and Michael and Andrew Woods are part of the 19-man Australian squad, which qualified as the top team in the Asia-Pacific region. That's sport. I'm Cecilia Connell.
To NURFM News Time, 26 to 9.